I got involved in organizing in 2008. I was a volunteer in the Obama campaign in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And to be honest, I didn't know what organizing is. I was just part of the campaign there. And it was really interesting to see what is happening on the ground and how people can contribute and how different volunteers can be part of the action. And before that, I did a lot of HIV/AIDS work in Serbia, which kind of was an organizing of young people to fight HIV/AIDS. But at that time, I didn't realize what I was actually doing. When I was in the Obama campaign in the Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and I was really curious about what was behind that campaign. So in order to find that out, I Googled stuff on the internet, and there was this interesting picture with called Obamanatomy. And I'm a physician, so I'm always curious about those medical terms. Obamanatomy, what is it? And in that picture, in the heart of the Obama, it was a picture of the Obama, and in the heart of the Obama, there was the name of Marshall Ganz, Professor Marshall Ganz. So, like, heart is a pretty important organ. So I was like, okay, what is this about? Like, who is this guy, and what did they mean? Why did they put it in the heart of the campaign? And that's how I figured out that part of the campaign, especially community organizing part, was coming from social movements and from a different type of work, not a political work, but actually more a social movements type of work. And one of the things that would just pop up is the a distance learning course taught by Professor Gantz. And for me, that was just an invitation to join that and to learn more. So the first of all, the experience of the course was really interesting for me because I didn't do it alone. I actually did it with a crew. So we applied for the course as a group from Serbia. So apart from me, there was Nikola, Ana, Masha, and another of my colleagues from Serbia. And we implemented our project throughout the course. And I think that's a really interesting experience in terms of other distance learning courses that I did for other topics. Because in this particular course, you really don't just learn over the internet, but you're actually asked to implement stuff on the ground and to practice what Professor Gantz is teaching. So for me, that was a different concept. That was something completely different that I didn't experience before in learning as well, where you have the learning process and the theory behind the concept, but you're also asked to practice. And through practice and reflection on the practice, you really learn the skill of organizing. So we started a project in Serbia organizing physicians to fight corruption, and it ended up being a really successful project with over 1,500 physicians on board and working to fight corruption in Serbia. So we were really amazed with the possibility of applying these skills of leadership development and community organizing into the real life. So after that, the Serbia on the Move, the organization that we started, actually that was a launch, and we just started doing other projects and mobilizing even more people. So in terms of the online learning experience and comparing that with in-person learning experience, for me that was something really. I was in the beginning. I was really skeptical about it. To be completely honest, is like I was just expecting to get a lot of materials and a lot of stuff to read and a lot of things to just do the self-learning kind of thing. But what was happening is this course is really interactive, and for the first time I've actually experienced the different way of doing the distance learning. So I would almost say like there's nothing distance about this distance learning course, because we had an opportunity to work with Professor Gans directly. There was each section of 20 students had a TF. My TF was Sarah from Geneva, and it was amazing how much you can actually achieve through this online experience. I was born in Belgrade in Serbia, and I did my medical school in Belgrade, which I think in terms of the way it is taught is completely different from the United States, because it's more focused on theory, and you'll learn a lot of lot of facts through your school, but you don't have that much practice. But the other challenge that I was facing at that time when we were applying for this course was, okay, if this is just going to be another course where I will get more theory, how I'm actually gonna benefit from that? And the other thing is, like, distance learning in my own experience before this was really distance. And you just get the materials, you read them, you do stuff on your own, and that's it. One of the other things that I think and I find really valuable in this course is in interaction with your peers, because sometimes you have a chance to work on specific things, and then you think that you are the only person stuck in some of the problems or facing some of the challenges. So once you realize that you're not alone, and especially you realize that it's really a common problem. Some of the problems are really common wherever you are in the world, even if you are in the United States, or you're in Brazil, or you're in Serbia, or in China. It's kind of it relaxes you to the point where you have more optimism and more hope that you can deal with those problems. But the other thing is that just talking to the people from different parts of the world, which this experience, distance learning, is really offering you, is really helpful in getting a different perspective, different insight on the problems that you sometimes need to deal with. And I don't know, there is something to this thinking that in order to solve the problems of existence, you need to kind of figure out that you are part of the problem as well. So sometimes, just this insight and coaching from the others can really help you figure out what are the third ways or different ways that you can approach the issue in order to be able to really do some valuable stuff. So in terms of the stuff that I learned from this course is, I think it's really, first of all, it's really changed my paradigm in terms of in the way I understand leadership. And when I say that, I think about the stuff that we were taught in the medical school, for example, where as a physician you need to know everything, and you need to actually if you're a good leader, you need to kind of provide all the information necessary to both patients and the members of your team. In this type of work, actually, there's a different thing happening, where you need to enable others to be able to deal with different things, and that's where really a leadership moment can come in. And for me, that was really a paradigm shift, because from okay, I need to know all the answers, I moved to okay, I need to enable others to find the answers, and we can work together to find those answers. And in terms of the work that we were doing, I realized that sometimes you can do different things with organizing. And our project, in that sense, like the project that we started during this course, was mostly addressing corruption in healthcare, but it was still organizing physicians to fight that corruption. So during the course, we kind of started at the beginning of the course, but ended up with organizing 1,500 physicians to fight corruption in Serbia, which was a pretty good success. And the other thing about this course that I think is really important is the practical experience that you gain from being part of it. So it's not in any way a course where you will get the theory and then contemplate about the theory a lot. Well, you will have to think about it, but the moment you get it, the moment you go out and implement it in the world, and then you reflect on what was happening and learn from your own reflection.